Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Janine Davis of James Davis and Associates. I believe everyone can succeed and be happy with the right encouragement, inspiration, and motivation. I'm here today with another episode of Today on the Blog. Today on the blog, I got another two great articles for you. The first one is all about take action now. I talk about that every Monday because I believe it's important to take action now and to control your life. After all, it's your life. You should control it. Everybody who wants to take action now and get things done if they want to succeed. All the talking and playing in the world will get you nothing unless you have action behind the talking. If you don't take action now, instead of you controlling your destiny, somebody else will. Several years ago, I was attending a business conference and I first learned about the term TAN. T-A-N. In other words, take action now. One of the speakers at the conference talked about how every time he came home from a business trip, he'd get into an argument with his wife because there were things he forgot to do before he left. He didn't take out the trash. He didn't make arrangements he was supposed to make. There are a bunch of things that he knew he should do, but he didn't do them. So when he came home, his wife was understandably frustrated, and they'd have a little argument. So he decided to change things up. He started to take action now. So when he knew he was going on a trip, he'd take the trash out in advance. It just was a matter of taking it from one end of the house and dragging it down to the end of the driveway. When there were arrangements he was supposed to make, he'd make them while he was on the road. He did all of these things so that when he came home, everything he had said he would do was done. He didn't have to argue with his wife. She was happy with him. Life improved because he took action now. And it was really a great thing for him because now he was in control of his destiny. He didn't have to worry that when he was coming home, his wife's going to get on his nerves because he didn't do what he should have done. He took action now and changed his whole paradigm, made life a whole different thing. And so I encourage you now, look at your life, look at your obligations. Are there things that you should take action now to do that you've been putting off? In the past, have you been pushed in the corner or backed into places and situations you did not want to be in because you failed to take action now when you should have? If this has ever happened to you, then you know the value of take action now and get things done. If you fail to take action now and get things done, others will take action now and your life will be determined by the decisions of others. You don't deserve that. It's your life. You should control it. When somebody else controls your liking, the outcome may not be what you want. For example, imagine you're at a restaurant for dinner. Normally you order something like the grilled chicken with seasoned vegetables and fresh bread. However, today you're in the mood for something different. You're in the mood for grilled salmon with sweet potatoes and broccoli. You can see what's going to be for dinner at my house tonight, right? But the waitress comes to take your order, and before you can place your order, you have to go to the restroom. And without letting your family know that you've changed your mind, they order your normal. They order your usual dinner. So when it comes out, you've got that chicken that you didn't want. You've got the seasoned vegetables you didn't want and the fresh bread. The salmon is across the restaurant on somebody else's plate. And this happens because instead of taking action now and letting your family know, hey, I'm not getting my usual, I want this instead tonight, you let them control your meal options and you got something you didn't want it. Now, a dinner order is a small thing in the grand scheme of life. But it is an example of what happens when you fail to take action now. When you don't take action, someone else controls your outcome. Someone else controls your destiny. That's not good. It's not what you want. Instead, take action now. Take the reins of your life in your hands and do what needs to get done. When you take action now, you control your life. You stand up, you start being the boss of your life. There is no one better suited to be the boss of your life than you. Do not let fear or anything else keep you eating chicken when you really want the salmon. So the question for you this magnificent day is, what are you going to take action now to accomplish? Think about that for a minute. What are you going to take action now and accomplish today in your life? Good question, right? Now, the second article today is another one in our Miracle Morning series. These articles have become one of my favorite parts of my day, actually. Going out, doing my walk in the morning, exercising, and then seeing what strikes me, what comes across to me as something that I need to concentrate on today, something that's going to help me be better as an entrepreneur, and something that I can share with all of you to help you do better in your world. Now, as I went into my Miracle Morning Exercise walk this morning, I was looking at store windows as usual. And along the way, in one of the stores, I saw a mannequin that was stretched out in this really stretched out position. And it made me think about, hi, Megan. So as I was on the Miracle Morning Walk this morning, I walked by a store and I saw a mannequin that was stretched out in this position. They were selling gym clothes, and so the mannequins were stretching to show you the flexibility of the material. And it made me think about how flexible are we as people and the different roles that we have to play. I mean, think about all the roles that you play in your life. In my world, I'm a mother, I'm a spouse, I'm a friend, a daughter, an employer, an employee, an entrepreneur, a teacher, a counselor, an advisor, and a bunch more that I don't have time to list out for you right now. Now, each of those roles has distinct obligations and responsibilities. And in order to succeed at each of them, I have to be strong, and at the same time, I have to be flexible. And it's hard being flexible. And it's not just because of my age, and it's not just because I've never been that flexible physically in the first place. Flexibility is hard. I mean, we all know the expression that we have to stand for something or we'll fall for anything. And at the same time, you have to bend so you don't break. It is a hard road to travel. It's a hard thing to do. But every entrepreneur, every person alive has to learn the subtle art of give and take. I mean, it is good to be strong. Strength is one of the important assets a woman can have. In order to be good at all the things we have to be good at, we have to be strong. We have to be able to make a decision and stick with it. We have to stick to our guns and all those other cliches we hear. But at the same time, life changes. It may start off a magnificent Monday morning full of sunshine, then it turns into a magnificent Monday afternoon full of rain and storms. We have to be flexible. We have to be able to adapt to whatever is coming our way. And when I encounter these challenging decisions where I have to decide, is this a bend situation or a break situation, I'm reminded about the story of the wind, the oak tree, and the willow tree. I mean, you all know the story. There was a big rainstorm, and when the winds came, the oak tree was strong and rigid. It stood in place. It didn't move. But the wind was even stronger. So when the wind came, the willow tree broke. It snapped in half. Half is still standing. Half is broke down. That tree is destroyed. That same wind encountered the willow tree, and the willow tree can bend in the breeze and move, so that when the storms came, the willow tree was able to move. It was able to adapt to the situation, and at the end of the storm, the willow tree was still standing. That's what we want to be. We want to be strong like an oak, but we want to also be able to be flexible and to bend like the willow tree. And it's great that Megan is watching this video because she's into flexibility and movement and teaching people how to be flexible and how to move and get things done in their physical world. And so as I encourage you this morning, as I was encouraged during my Miracle Morning Walk today, learn when to be flexible. Learn when you should bend and how to bend without breaking. Just because you bend, just because you give in a certain area, doesn't mean that you have lost. There's a strength in being able to bend and survive. There's not only the rigid strength of the oak tree, there's also strength in the willow. There's strength in being able to survive and to make it through this storm so that you're alive for the next sunny day. And that's what I want to encourage you to do today. When you come across things in life that require you to decide, are you going to bend or are you going to break? For you to learn how to find that middle ground there somewhere so that you can still be strong, so that you can bend in the storm, but the storm won't break you. That's extremely important. And in order for you to do that, you have to think about situations. You have to plan in advance. I always say you don't get ready, you stay ready. So when you're encountering situations in life, think about, what am I going to do if this goes my way 100%? What if it doesn't go my way 100%? What if there's something in the middle? Figure out ways in advance so that you can survive the storms that come. Learn how to bend, how to move, how to be flexible. Learn to be strong so that you can survive this storm and be ready for the next. That's it for today. Now, be sure that you tune in on IGTV in a little bit to get our confidence tip of the day. And I will see you tomorrow with another episode of Today on the Blog. Thanks for watching, and thanks for stopping in live, Megan. I appreciate you. Bye, everybody.